Dear listeners, first of all, we can pay our homage to the Lord Buddha. You can tell with me. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Our homage to the fortunate one, the worldly one, the self-enlightened one. Dear listeners, today we are going to talk about the advantages of the spreading of Dhamma. Before we talk about the advantages, we should know what is the Dhamma and why is it important. A world without a Lord Buddha is always attached to the foolishness, attached to the craving, attached to the ignorance, and they are driven and associated in this samsara as like slaves. But the times what appeared a Lord Buddha, he proclaimed to the whole world, those are the noble truths in this world. First one, the truth of suffering. Second one, the cause to suffering. Third one, the cessation of suffering. Fourth one, the way to cease the suffering. Because if we extract the all things in our lives, we have to gain only, we have to take only, we have to see only just suffering, just infertile sensations, just a fatigue, just a restlessness in the mind, nothing else. If we attach to, when we attach to the sensual pleasures, we can have small pleasant sensations in our day-to-day lives. But those all things very impermanent. If you think about once you see a nice visuals, if you see some nice girl or handsome boy or actor or actress or an actress or a celebrity, those all visuals are seized. You cannot gain it again. But if in that time you feel some happy, some pleasant sensations, but it is those are left. In that time you feel, oh, this is very good, I want this, like that way you're feeling. But if you think in now, in this moment, in that time you experienced the sensual pleasures, those are very infertile, very permanent, very impermanent, and nothing of use, and it was not under our control. Those sensations arise because of the causes, nothing else. When the causes are there, the sensations also have. When the causes ceased, sensations also cease. And once you hear those good sounds, some sounds, those also left to the past, nothing in the present moment. And some feelings, some tangible, some smells, some tastes, some thoughts, all things gone, has gone, had gone. Nothing, nothing remained with you. So you must think, if they had gone in that places, if if I be attached to the pleasant sensations in this moment, is it a wiseful work or a foolish work? If you attach to and if you cling to this moment, you just have just a small pleasant sensation, but it also very quickly will will go out. You can't control it. So you can experience the pleasant sensations, but do not fool to them. Do not dilute it to them. Do not think it is permanent. Do not think it is my soul. I can control it. Do not think like that. Always pay attention. Those are rise with the causes. So I have not any controlling power with these experiences. Now, if you feel to gain something in the future, that also just a restlessness or fatigue to your mind. So once Lord Buddha comprehend this truth, in one time Lord Buddha has preached, Yavatha bhikkhave dhamma tesang virago agamakkayati. Ye bhikkhave virage pasanna, agge te pasanna, agge kopana pasannana, aggo vipako hoti. That means because monks, is they have any kind of dhammas, any kind of things what arise in our mind, the greatest thing is the detachment, viraga. Detachment is the greatest thing. If someone faith into the detachment, he got faith into the best and the greatest thing in the world. So if someone faith into the greatest thing in the world, he will gain the greatest consequences. What is the greatest consequence? That is the nibbana, the stilling of the all preparations. So people don't know the world is suffering, always enslaved to the external world, and people are searching something, but they will not satisfied anyway. They enslaved to the grieving. They have no shelter. They have no any protector. They all under the decay and death, and they do not which time they will get sicknesses, which time they will get disabled. Anyone do. But our thinking always, oh, I will not uh, face to any problem or any sickness like that. The people who died yesterday, they had they had some they have some ideas to this morning. Who has died in this morning, they also has had ideas to this tonight. So any we cannot say we haven't any proof, we haven't any bargain with the with the death. We have no any promise with the death. Any time can come. So Lord Buddha explains to the world this karma is useless. It is very impermanent, and they are fooling us like a donkey who work for his lord. donkey all day carrying goods for his lord, who eats something in the night. And the people who seeing dreams, they are feel pleasant sensations in the dream, but once they get up, they have no anything sensation. It's just a dream. In a wise manner, yesterday is a last night dream. Tomorrow is the tonight dream. Present moment or today is the daydream, like a daydream. So once the Lord Buddha attained the Buddhahood, he explains, he proclaimed to the whole world, this is the this whole life, these all beings have a one greatest truth, that is suffering. And there's a cause to suffering, and there's a cessation of suffering, and there is the most important thing is there is a way to cease the suffering. That is the Noble Eightfold Path, not any other thing. So if someone spread the Dhamma, he helps to spread the overcoming of suffering. He help another person to overcome from the suffering. So it would be the most greatest gift in the whole world. In the past, sometimes some bhikkhus attend the arahantship. Once they recall their past lives, they can see some merits like this. They only show the path to come to Lord Buddha in that past Lord Buddha's times. And they introduce Lord Buddhas. And someone's teach the Dhamma. Some people spread the Dhamma. Some people said the road where the Lord Buddha's living. In those people also, for that merit, they become in the heavens, and there's a final life. They attain the arahantship in Gautama Lord Buddha's dispensation. So, dear ones, the Dhamma spreading is much so. It has so many favorable consequences. And if you find a Dhamma, always you have to keep in your mind. Lord Buddha has preached in some suttas, if this is the Lord Buddha's words, do not trust if your teacher teach you. Do not trust if the elders or books teach like this, but always compare like this. How is this Dhamma? Is this Dhamma for the detachment? If it is for detachment, it's mean Lord Buddha's Dhamma. Unless it will not Lord Buddha's Dhamma. In another sutta, Lord Buddha has explained, if some Dhamma shows you the suffering, if some shows you the cause of suffering, if some Dhamma shows you the cessation of suffering, if some Dhamma shows you the way to cease the suffering, that is my Dhamma. You have to select the real Dhamma like this. Your birth to this time, your body has given so many sufferings, so many pains to you. But until now, still now also, you love to this body. You love to the existence of a body. Your birth to this time, so many bad sensations, so many unpleasant sensations you have felt. But the pleasant sensations are very less. the unpleasant sensations are rather than the pleasant sensations. So still we like to that pleasant the sensations. Still we don't like to abandon the sensations. The perceptions also same. In that times also, until now we like the perceptions. But how many times we suffered with the perceptions? If when we look at someone who is enemy with us, we feel suffering. But still we loved the perceptions. Still we like to the existence of perceptions. And, and your birth to this time, h- how much suffer you have suffered with the volitional activities. Always your mind talking, jaggering to your mind inside. How much suffered you are, but still you don't like to abandon the volitional activities. You just think these volitional activities are permanent, those are mine, those are in my under control. But these statements are wrong. Volitional activity is not yours. You didn't ask them to come, you don't ask them to stay, you don't ask them to go. They come with the causes, they will go immediately. And the cognitions also say, cognitions in the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. You has you have felt so many, but most of them was unpleasant. But still you like to an existence of cognition. Once you abandon this body, sensations, perceptions, volitional activities, and cognitions, surely you can be enlightened. You can attain the stilling of all preparations. What is the definition of the Dhamma? What is the definition of the Nibbana, enlightenment? What is? That is, etang santam, etam panitam, yadidam sabba sankhara samathu, sabbopatipati nisakko, tanhakkayo virago nirodho nibbana. This is peaceful, this is excellent, namely the stilling of all preparations, the relinquishment of all assets, the destruction of craving, detachment, cessation, extinction. That means the stilling of all preparations of the mind and the relinquishment of all assets. What are the assets? The body, sensations, perceptions, volitional activities, and cognitions. Those are our assets. If you think about your house, as a small example, if you think about your phone, this is my phone. It is just there's some visual and the sensations and the perception as my phone, and volitional activities also there, cognitions also there. So if you tell oh, this is my phone, that is just five clicking aggregates. In the summarizely, it is just a cognition what arises in your mind. In that way, the people who attain the stilling of all preparations, they are in the past, in Lord Buddha's time. How? Sometimes they may can abandon from their wisdom those five clicking aggregates from their mind. Once those abandoned from your mind, that means the stilling of all preparations. As an example, if you listen very carefully, you can feel, if you please close your eyes and think like, and just insight like this. Oh, this body, how much suffered because of this. I'll abandon this. I'll abandon the conceiving about this as my body, this is as mine. I'll abandon the craving to this body. You can abandon in this moment from your mind. You must feel it by your own heart, not just a perceiving. And from the sensations also, I abandon those. You can abandon for another side, abandon the sensations also. The perceptions also, I am perceiving this thing, this thing, this thing. But it is, all are created by our thoughts. And those has given me so many sufferings, so many mental stresses. So I abandon the perceptions also, abandon it to another side. And the volitional activities, oh, how much I suffered from this volitional activity. I suffered, I will abandon these volitional activities. I don't need anymore these volitional activities. Abandon it to another side. And the cognitions in eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. I always thinking, those are mine. Those are my soul. I am cognizing, but cognition is just a cognition. Without any observer and without an observing thing. Cognition, just a cognition. Without an observer, without an observing thing. You can abandon this cognition also. If I faint, if you all faint in this very moment, if I tell you this earth going to be vanished, this earth going to be crushed within 30 seconds, if you faint down here, you have no any pain, you have no any problem. Because why? No any cognition. So the one of root cause to suffering is this cognition. I'll abandon this cognition also. Abandon it to another. Now body, sensations, perceptions, volitional activities, and cognition you abandon for sides from your mind. You may can feel some light mind, very calm mind. That may be a concentration what can arise with the inciting. That also your mind thinking the emptiness and the person who was experiencing. It is also just a cognition to my mind. The emptiness also just an object to the mind. I'll abandon this. This emptiness also will not stay longer any longer. It also will cease within few minutes. So I abandon this emptiness also. Which time what arises to your mind, abandon all that preparations. If you are a person who have lots of practices in the past lives, you may can attain the stilling of all preparations. What's called the stilling of all preparations. Okay, that is just a small guided meditation. However, I think you may feel some calmness in your mind. However, that is we call the noble Dhamma. Dhamma is not a race or not a thing what we have to achieve. Not achieving. It is just abandoning. What we Lord Buddha has preached, abandon the past, abandon the future, and detach to the present moment also. That's we call Nibbana. That's what Lord Buddha had preached in Baddhekarata Sutta, the ideal love of solitude, the sutta in the ideal love of solitude. So dear ones, I wish you all to do more Dhamma spreadings in the world, and you may feel the fearfulness of the samsara and try to do more effort to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana, at least as a Sotapanna, at least as a stream enterer in this very life. Okay, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu, Bhante.